Did you know about the Naga king who strategized for years to save the Nagas or snakes from being extinct in the world? At the beginning of the Kali Yuga, more than half of the Nagas or snake population died in the Sarpa Yag conducted by Janamejaya Maharaj. But a young rishi stopped the yag and saved the Nagas. However, what we didn't know is that the true mastermind who really saved the Nagas was Vasuki. To unveil the mystery, we need to go back to the story of the Naga's birth. This story is going to be very interesting with a lot of twists, action, power, and pain. Painful situations like a mother cursing her own sons to be destroyed and betrayals leading to lifetime slavery. But the ending will satisfy us all because today we have a heroic entry. Someone who met betrayal with a masterstroke of his own, emerged as one of the greatest warriors in the world, and earned an important role in Lord Vishnu's life. We even find him in Lord Vishnu's temples and pray to him. Guess who he is and let me know in the comment section as you listen to the story. Namaskaram everyone. I am Visalakshi, a passionate storyteller on a pursuit to introduce the Indian epics and stories to the world. Through this series, I aim to narrate Mahabharata in a captivating and engaging way so that everyone can immerse themselves in the world of Mahabharata, understand its essence, and learn the valuable lessons it holds. If you find my explanation interesting and want to support my pursuit, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the Visalakshi verse to learn Mahabharata and many more incredible Indian stories. Kashyapa Maharshi had two wives, Kadruva and Vinata. Kadruva was slightly cunning, whereas Vinata was intelligent but innocent. One day, Kashyapa Maharshi offered his wives a boon and asked them to state their wish. Kadruva asked, "I want 1,000 strong sons," while Vinata asked, "I want 2 sons who are stronger and more intelligent than Kadruva's sons." Kashyapa Maharshi granted both their wishes, saying Tadastu. Soon after, Kadruva gave birth to 1,000 eggs and Vinata gave birth to 2 eggs. Here, egg refers to a lump of flesh. The eggs were then placed in earthen pots containing ghee and incubated as per the Kashyapa's guidance. This method mentioned in Mahabharata is an ancient procedure used in certain childbirths. A similar process was later followed by Gandhari, who gave birth to the Kauravas. Kadruva's 1,000 eggs hatched and gave birth to the first generation of the Nagas, including Vasuki, Takshaka, Karkotaka, and Shesha. However, Vinata's eggs didn't hatch for many years. Since Vinata had asked for the strongest sons, her children were still developing inside the eggs. Watching Kadruva enjoy her life with her sons made Vinata envious. Desperation consumed her, leading her to make biggest mistake of her life, a mistake that brought endless sorrow. Vinata broke one of the eggs prematurely. Inside was a handsome young man, but he was born without legs. Though he was strong and charming, he had become handicapped due to his mother's impatience. Filled with anger, he cursed his mother, saying, "You compared your life to my stepmother's, became envious, and ruined my life. You will pay for this by spending the rest of your life as a slave to Kadruva." Vinata, heartbroken, did not utter a word, realizing her mistake. The young man eventually calmed down, regretted his harsh words, and apologized to his mother. "Mata, your second son will be very powerful and will save you from the slavery. But please do not make the same mistake with my brother. Let his body develop fully and let him come out on his own. As for me, I am destined to be the Radhasarathi of Surya Bhagavan." This young man was Anuruddhu, the only being capable of withstanding the brightness and energy of the Surya Bhagavan. Soon, a cunning deception occurred, making the curse come true. One day, Vinata and Kadruva went to a beach where they found a Devashvam, divine horse named Uchchaishravasam, born during the Samudra Mathan, the event when the Devatas and Asuras churned the ocean for Amrit. Interesting fact, even Lakshmi Devi was born during the Samudra Mathan, and many significant events took place during it, such as Lord Shiva swallowing the poison, Lord Vishnu emerging as the beautiful Mohini, and the events that led to the Surya Grahan and Chandra Grahan, which means the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. That's an amazing story in itself. If you would like to make me a video on Samudramathan, do let me know in the comment section. Back to the story. The two wives were thrilled to see the Uchchaishravasam. Kadruva said, "Look how white and charming it is, but it would look even more beautiful if its tail weren't black." Vinata smiled and replied, "Its tail isn't black, it's white." Kadruva said, "No, it's black. Do you want to make a bet? If I win, you will serve me for the rest of your life as a slave, and if you win, I will do the same," said Kadruva. Vinata agreed and said, "Let's go check." Kadruva, being cunning, thought for a moment and said, "It's getting late. We need to go back before it's dark. Let's check it tomorrow." Vinata, being innocent, did not suspect her plan and nodded in agreement. They went back home. That night, Kadruva called her sons and narrated the situation. She said, "I'm not sure whether the tail is black or not, but if it's not, I will have to spend the rest of my life serving Vinata. So please help me out. Crawl around its tail and make it look black. I'll show it to Vinata from distance and the work will be done." Her sons were disgusted by the plan and refused to support her as they believed it was adharma. Kadruva, in her stubbornness, cursed them to fall into the fire and die during the Sarpayag conducted by Janamejaya Maharaj in future. The Nagas were shocked and didn't know what to do. Then one of the Nagas, Karkotak, stepped forward to help her mother and escape the curse. Kadruva's elder son Ananta felt disgusted by what his mother and brothers were planning. He couldn't bear to stay with them and left home to perform tapasya. The next day, Kadruva and her sons carried out their plan and Vinata became her slave. Meanwhile, Ananta had been performing tapasya for many years. Finally, Lord Brahma appeared and asked, "What is your wish, my son?" Ananta replied, "Swami, my mother and brothers were doing something really wrong to my stepmother. Please help her and show me a way for the rest of my life. I want to do something righteous and contribute to this divine world." Brahma smiled and said, "Son, you have endured so much, performed tapasya for a long time and asked for something that benefits others, but not for yourself. You have a pure heart. I am entrusting you with a great responsibility as you have wished. Support the earth by carrying it on your hooves so it stands firm. Later, you will have the chance to serve and support Lord Vishnu closely. Do not worry about your stepmother. Her son will help her and let her free. He is going to be a powerful being." Ananta asked Brahma, "Is my brother that powerful? I wish I could meet him and be his companion." Brahma replied, "All right, Ananta. You and your brother will play an important role in our history. You will both support each other and serve Lord Vishnu. And today we all know him as the Adisesha or Adiseshu." Sadly, Kadruva and her sons led a luxurious life, making Vinata do all their chores. This continued for years until our hero decided to end the slavery. Vinata's second son, Suparna, was born. He was no ordinary child. Suparna was a giant with mighty wings known as Garuda, a divine bird. His strength was unmatched, and his wings allowed him to soar through the skies with ease, making him one of the awe-inspiring beings in the world. Suparna was strong, powerful, and very charming. Kadruva felt envious looking at him and said, "Your mother is a slave to me, so you should also become a slave to me and my sons." He looked at his mother and Vinata sadly nodded her head. From that point, Suparna started serving his stepmother and brothers. One day, he asked his mother, "Despite this strong, why shouldn't I fight back my brothers and live free from this slavery, ma?" His mother's heart sank. She narrated the whole story of how she became a slave to Kadruva. After listening to the story, Suparna firmly decided, "I should set my mother and myself free from these Nagas." The next day, while carrying his brothers on his back, he asked them, "Despite being so strong and powerful, I can't do anything to help my mother. Watching her do all this as a slave makes me feel terrible. Please let us be free from this slavery. Instead, I can give you anything you ask for in this world." The Nagas thought and discussed for some time and asked for Amrit. Amrit is a sacred drink that can make one immortal. He agreed happily and flew to his home. He told her mother everything and took her blessings. He then asked her, Amrit will be in Swarg, guarded by a lot of security. I will need to even fight with Indra, so I need a lot of food to sustain myself. His mother suggested, son, there are many people belonging to a tribe who have committed numerous sins and crimes against innocent people. You may eat them, but remember, never harm or eat a righteous person. Suparna asked, but Mata, how will I know who the righteous ones are among them? Vinata replied, if you try to swallow a righteous person, you will feel a strong burning sensation in your mouth and throat. Suparna nodded, took blessings from his mother and left. He found the place and began eating. Suddenly, his throat started inflaming and he remembered his mother's words. He immediately released the man and apologized and let him go. But the man requested Suparna to release his wife too, who was a non-righteous woman. Suparna wondered and realized a righteous companion not only uplifts their soul but also brings protection and strength to those around them, and released her. Even after having a large meal, he didn't feel complete. So he visited his father, Kashyapa Maharshi, who had gone for tapasya long ago. Kashyapa Maharshi was happy to see his son and asked about Kadruva, Vinata and his brothers. Suparna answered, and after talking for a while, he narrated the whole story to his father and asked him for advice on how to satisfy his hunger and feel strong. Then Kashyapa Maharshi solved the problem, saying there was a rishi named Vibhavasu. He owned a lot of wealth, but his brother Suprithikudu didn't want to live with him. So he asked Vibhavasu to give him his share of wealth, which resulted in a big fight between the brothers. The elder brother cursed the younger one to become an elephant, and the younger one cursed the elder to become a tortoise. Even after their transformation into an elephant and a tortoise, they didn't stop fighting. They have been fighting fiercely over 1,000 years, wasting their lives fighting. So you can eat them and quench your hunger. Suparna took his father's blessings and went to the lake. He caught the elephant with one hand and the giant tortoise with the other hand, flying through the air to find a good spot to relax and eat. He found an enormous tree and placed his foot on a strong branch, but it broke. He noticed a few Maharshis, known as Valakilya Maharshis, residing on that branch, performing tapasya. So he caught the branch with his beak and flew back to his father, Kashyapa Maharshi, seeking a solution. His father suggested a remote place on the Himalayan mountain. Suparna immediately flew there and gently placed the branch. Then he sat and ate elephant and tortoise in peace. His hunger was finally quenched and he felt strengthened. Now he was ready to continue his quest to fight against Indra and win Amrit. So, we have seen the immense strength of Suparna through this tale. Now, what do you think? Can he defeat Indra and gift Amrit to the Nagas? What about the consequences if he does? Do you think gifting Amrit to the Nagas a good decision? It would turn the Nagas immortal, which could lead to a terrifying world full of dangerous snakes. Scary, right? But that didn't happen. Watch the next episode to witness a great action story that ends in an alliance and deception. How did you find episode 2? Let me know in the comment section. Also tell me which story from the today's episode you liked the most. And do comment if you want to know the story of Samudra Manthan. If you liked the video, hit like and share it with your friends and family. I'll see you in the next episode. Subscribe to the Visalakshi verse for captivating stories from the Mahabharata and beyond, because every tale has wisdom, wonder and a connection to our roots waiting to be discovered.